Lagos in turmoil again as hoodlums destroy BRT vehicles. Several BRT vehicles were destroyed in Lagos. The hoodlums wreaked havoc on Mile 2 part of Lagos State. Report says that several shops in the area were looted. The hoodlums in Lagos do not seem to have stopped their damage as they turned their attention to Mile 2 area and continued their vandalism in Lagos State. In a shocking report, it was revealed that a group of hoodlums had damaged several of the BRT vehicles operating in Lagos. They were also seen with machetes, looting and damaging shops in some area, where the clashes erupted as far as Owade access on Ikorodu Road. It was reported that Primero, the BRT's vehicle manager, is looking for a way to stop things because of the risk of further damage to their vehicles. However, reports say that the security officers had been deployed in the area to restore peace and order. Well, I think this is not really applicable in this moment because I feel like this happened a long time ago, and I feel like it's part of the narrative of the hoodlums, just say rented thugs by the government, because I don't know any peaceful protester that will just go and start burning buses. I feel like it's all a narrative being pushed out and a tactic to basically frame the protesters. It has been peaceful for the longest time. For example, the Maleki massacre is an example of it. For a week and like about 2 days, that place was literally the center, the epicenter for all the protests. It was peaceful. They were dancing, sharing food. Everybody was happy until the Lekki massacre with the Operation Crocodile Smile. So again, it doesn't really do anything for the people because I feel like, again, it's part of the narrative that we need to cut. The word hoodlums, you're making it seem like as if, we just want to go out there with the intention of spoiling everything. At the end of the day, one can argue that, is the BRT buses as a public service efficient in terms of, is it really serving the people? And like when it comes to buses, is it organized? Does it add to the logistics of Lagos State in terms of, okay, we get to places on time, there's less traffic, let's sort of, no. So again, if the people are paying taxes and then the buses are not they're not as effective as they should be for the price that the people are paying, then, you could argue that one can burn something that they're not benefiting from. That's it. I mean, I'm not saying vandalism is good, but riots are the voice of the unheard. But in this case, we all know in the kind of country that we live in, we literally live in I don't even know what we live in. But the fact is that they're trying to frame the protesters, and obviously if this goes on for a while and the protesters are the main culprits, in quotation marks, the culprits, then I feel like there's justification for the government to literally call a state of emergency or put military on the streets, because it's their way of trying to basically control the population, basically. I personally feel like the main thing right now is if the government just do what the people have asked, or come live and say that these are the plans and they start effective immediately, then we know. But the government has been keeping quiet. They've been gaslighting us, telling us, oh, we just want to make trouble, no one died in the event, and there are rumors of that we don't have a president and our president is dead. So again, what can one say about this? The fact is that if the government just be like, okay, fine, we're tired of all this, just do what the people want. But again, with the kind of government that we have, I don't think that's likely to happen. So that's how the main focus right now should be 2023. Although yes, the vandalisms are still going on, I feel like in a way Lagosians will have to find proof that they're rented thugs by the government to frame the protesters to basically, stay away and be, absolved from any type of blame whatsoever. But I personally feel like the aim right now is 2023, and it is the education that, and we have the money. It's the education of the people offline, not the ones that are online protesting that know what is going on, even though there are some people who choose to be agents of, not progressing. But yes, we need to educate the people on the streets. I feel like we have the money in terms of like, giving food and shelter. We can do it. We can make deals. It is very, very possible. I mean, the protest was literally funded by the youth, and almost 60 million naira was raised in like how many days. So yes, that's absolutely amazing. And I feel like what needs to happen now is we need to educate the youth. It's not even in terms of like speaking English or no, that doesn't mean you're smart. I feel like the main thing is when we get them out of that place of desperation, we basically tell them how much their vote matters, understanding their place in society, and how they just can't sell their birthright to these politicians and making, rash decisions for their futures and generations to come and for their futures as well, on a plate of rice or a bag of rice or like 5,000 naira. I feel like that's where the education needs to take place. But yeah, according to the BRT vehicles, I feel like the main thing right now, the solution for that is for Nigerians or Lagosians to find a way to prove that they're not the ones who are actually doing it and that they are rented thugs. The way we've proven that the lights were taken, CCTV was taken from the Lekki toll gate, we can also prove that the thugs were rented by the government. And also, we already have proof that there was no light and the cell towers were off at that time. So yes, I personally believe that's the only way we can get out of this, because I don't think there's any sane protester, or even if you're poor and hungry, where would you find the energy to do this if you're not getting a source of or an alternative of living from somewhere? Exactly. So yes, I feel like that's the main thing that we need to do, and education of people on the streets. Well, the first comment here says, the Agbos don't want BRT, they are protecting their business. Non-citizens may be damaging the BRT to enhance the patronage of their vehicles at higher fares. Wow. NSAS means Lagos and Tinubu should be ended. By the way, why destroy Lagos again when there's already something else other than end SARS? What? Wanton destruction of property, whether private or public, is a trademark of Hausa miscreants. They cannot carry, they destroy out of envy. They have infiltrated the south of Nigeria, or they have infiltrated the south of Nigeria in their thousands, and one mission is to bring down the south. Do you believe that? Is a very, very strong claim. I personally feel like right now there's really no time for peace. I feel like we've gone past that stage where we're gonna be, let everybody be calm. We're literally right now in a revolution and it takes time. So I feel like the main thing right now is for us to be aware and get ready, get our PVCs and be ready for 2023. It seems far away, but let's use the time that we have to actually, look at the volunteers who is ready to go for the government. We need to restructure the whole country, basically. Put what you think about this in the comment section below, and do not forget to like and subscribe.